I want to show you the 5 best AI side hustles that you can do at night. But there's something radically different about each one. Now, most people think that you need to be this tech genius or have thousands and thousands of followers in order to make money with AI, but that's simply not true. Now, all of these side hustles I have personally explored or have done myself, but each one of them is specifically designed for you to do after hours. That way, all of the family's gone to bed, all of the kids have gone to bed, and now you can actually concentrate on your craft, but by letting AI do the heavy lifting. I remember watching my family sleep late at night sometimes and just thinking, if I could do something to just change our whole situation, I needed to do it. So these AI side hustles, they're not just regular side hustles that you'll find anywhere on the internet. These are actual opportunities for a way out. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into them. Now, a lot of people think that you need years of experience to be able to write YouTube scripts for big YouTubers. But because of AI, everything has completely changed. There is a tool out there, it's called subscriber.ai, and it literally handles every aspect of writing a YouTube script, an effective YouTube script to keep people watching for longer. Usually, if I am writing like the first draft of a script that I'm going to be putting out there on YouTube, it might take me an hour or so just to come up with the very first draft of that script. And that doesn't even include the extra research and everything I got to put together just to kind of spit everything out onto the page. But with subscriber.ai, you can cut that down to literal minutes. In the very beginning, all you need to do is just take some basic information for what you want the YouTube video to be, plop it into the tool, press a button, and it spits out a pretty good rough draft of a script. But here is a ninja trick that most people get wrong when it comes to creating YouTube scripts, because you usually concentrate on the entire script. Just think about your own experience. When you click on the video and you start to watch it, those very first few seconds, you're trying to decide if this is the video I want to stay on or if I'm just going to go and click on something else. So really, you just have to convince people in the very first 15 to 30 seconds of a video that this video is worth their time and effort to listen. But the thing is, YouTubers know this exact thing, and they're usually willing to spend premium money on people who can come up with very good YouTube ideas, but more importantly, very good YouTube intros. Now, this type of side hustle works so well at night because when everyone's gone to sleep and you can actually concentrate and think, that's when the creative juices just really get to flowing. Usually introductory people, when they're first getting started with creating these things, you're probably only going to make around $50 to $100 or so per script, depending on the length of the script as well. But I have, and I hate to admit this, but I've actually paid people over $400, $500 for a script. So once you kind of get to that elite status and you can put these scripts together, you can start commanding some really serious cash over a long period of time. Now, using subscriber.ai to write scripts is super powerful on its own, but when you combine it with our next side hustle, that's when the real magic happens. Now, in my experience, one thing that I have really noticed is that YouTube influencers are really good at building their brands, at getting views online, and building up their audience. However, a lot of them aren't that good at selling their own products. In fact, when you go look at some of their sales pages just to see what it looks like it's been thrown together in like 5 minutes. So essentially what you are doing is finding YouTube influencers who are out there selling their own products and actually use the AI to improve their sales pages so that they can see if they can make more money. So how do you get started with this? Well, let me share with you a step-by-step guide on exactly what you need to do in order to get started. So the first thing you need to do is go out there and find some YouTube influencers who are actually selling their own products. I'd recommend sticking to certain types of topics and what we call niches in the industry. So look for stuff like fitness, business, personal development, all of those things, because they have a lot of products that can be sold and a lot of these influencers are taking advantage of. The next thing to do is actually kind of counterintuitive to what you might hear in a lot of different places. But when looking at these channels, don't just be looking at the subscribers, don't just look at the views, look at the engagement. How many people are commenting on these videos? You might find some videos that only have a couple hundred views on it, but if they have 20 comments, that's an engaged audience who is probably ready to buy. Now, if the influencer is already selling some type of product, click on the link that's in their description or at the bottom of their YouTube videos, go look at their sales pages, copy it and throw it into ChatGPT or into Claude or whatever AI you happen to be using at the time, and just ask it, what is this missing? What can we add to it? What can we change about it in order to squeeze out a few more percentage points in sales? Now, none of what we just talked about really goes anywhere unless you do this next step, so be sure to pay attention. At this point, now take all of the information that you've gotten so far from the AI, and I want you to record what's called a loom video. Record record about a 4 to 5 minute video introducing yourself, showing them their sales page, and then going through the AI and showing exactly what they are missing on that page that's really costing them money. Now, when it comes to AI side hustles, this is probably one of my favorites, but most people stop there because they think that they've solved all of their problems, when really there's something else that might be rearing their ugly heads right around the corner, and that's bookkeeping. Okay, now I've talked about this a few times on the channel, but it's just because it's a very, very good and lucrative business to jump into where you can let AI kind of take over everything. Now, usually traditional bookkeeping services are very expensive. I used to hire out a company to do that for me, and I was paying them anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 per month just to keep up with my books. But there's one thing that all of us entrepreneurs totally understand. We need to keep up with our books, and we need to do so well. It's just that, we're concentrating on building our businesses, not keeping track of all of the numbers. And that is where AI comes in to make bookkeeping so simple, it's ridiculous. Now, the tool that you can use to help out these businesses is called reinvestwealth.com. They are helping to completely kind of revolutionize the way that AI bookkeeping is being done because it does all of the heavy lifting for you. All you have to do is just kind of keep track of everything that's going on. In fact, one of the best features of the tool is that you can actually take pictures of receipts, upload them, and it'll automatically put them together with the transaction that it got from the checking account. You can also create profit and loss statements and see how much money you've made over the past month versus the past year versus how much money you've lost over the past month or year. So why is this perfect for it to be done at night? Well, it's because the AI does all of the heavy lifting for you. Just in the evening time, when you have some time, log in and make sure everything looks right. Do that 2 or 3 times a week per client, and all of a sudden you're making some recurring income from charging these clients to do their bookkeeping. So when it comes to delivering to the clients, each month you just want to make sure that they get their profit loss statements, they get their balance sheets, they get their cash flow forecast and everything, all of which can be done at reinvestwealth.com. So now that you know about a nice, simple way to make some money with AI bookkeeping, let me tell you about another tool that entrepreneurs really need, and that's something to help with their branding. Now, branding is just a fancy word for what's the first thing people think about when they think about you. So if I were to say, what's your favorite fast food? What do you think about? Or if I were to say, what's your favorite grocery store? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? That's because those brands have very good branding. But here's the thing, no matter how good your branding happens to be, especially when you're starting a side hustle, you need to be able to present yourself visually so that people can take you seriously. So when it comes to your branding, when your logos and your graphics and your colors, if they don't look professional, that could possibly affect whether or not a person who really needs help, whether they're going to think of you or not. But that is where Kittl comes in. Kittl is a professional grade design platform that makes it faster and easier to create standout visuals. So let's just say that you're launching a product, you're building a personal brand, you're designing some type of promotion for your business. You can use Kittl to come up with professional designs, with custom layouts, with premium fonts, tweak the textures and the mockups and the colors, and you can do all of that all in one place. So you can really see your brand vision coming to life everywhere from the ideation stage where you're coming up with the actual ideas to the actual creation of what will become your brand. So if you are working on a side hustle and you want your designs to keep up with your ideas, definitely give Kittl a try for free by clicking the link down in the description. And when you decide to upgrade, I've partnered with Kittl to give you a 25% discount by using promo code BenjiYT. Put that in at checkout and tell them I sent you. So go ahead, try it for free right now by clicking the link down in the description and getting started. And thanks to Kittl for sponsoring this video. All right, so now you almost have everything that you need in order to start an effective AI side hustle. But when you combine what we've talked about so far and combine it with the next AI side hustle that we're about to talk about, everything is going to change. And when I mean by everything, I mean you're gonna make more money. Now, believe it or not, there was a time where websites got tons and tons of traffic from Google. And today they still get tons and tons of traffic, but things have definitely changed, but that means opportunity for you. So the new way in order to rank websites on Google is not always necessarily trying to get on the front page of Google, but kind of changing your site up so that it can use what's called conversational SEO or search engine optimization to try to get the AI to suggest your content when people are using ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever AI they happen to be using. But in order to do that, you have to change up your site in a very specific way. So because of that, conversational SEO is actually trying to cover an entire topic, not just individual words. So what you would be doing is preparing websites to be easily read by AI. And a favorite tool of mine to do this with is called Floye. Floye allows you to take what are called topic clusters, or really just a group of keywords, putting them all together and knowing where to put them on your site. That way, the AI knows that this website knows a lot about this particular subject, and it'll suggest you when people are searching for you on the AI. For example, a YouTuber named Matt Diggity used a lot of the things we were just talking about to increase traffic on a website by more than 2,300%. This again is the perfect kind of work that you can do at night, because you're sitting there in front of a website and making suggestions based on what the tool is telling you. Now, one question I get quite often about this is, how do you find clients in the first place? Well, one of my favorite places to find clients is Upwork.com. Now, while conversational SEO is a great business model to jump into, when you combine it with this next side hustle, it's probably one of my favorites, but you're really going to start breaking the bank. Now, I want you to think about it. Now, every podcast, every YouTube channel, a lot of brands need custom music, but going out there and trying to hire composers and people who play instruments and musicians and all of this, that takes weeks to get right and is very expensive. So if you want something truly unique, there is an AI tool for that, and it's called Suno AI, which is a custom music generator. Now, Suno does an amazing job at creating music, but when you combine it with ChatGPT and come up with some lyrics to these, you can really make something that's truly unique for your brand. And YouTubers like me, we need music that's going to fit our vibe for the channel. What kind of a feeling do we want people to have when they're actually watching our content? For example, gaming channels, they're going to want big, energetic music, where educational is going to want something a little bit subdued that makes you think. Now, the main benefit of this is actually to create music with lyrics that are specific to that brand. At this point, all you need to do is start reaching out to channels, especially if you notice that they're using the same royalty-free music over and over again, and give them something truly unique. And again, this type of work is very good to be done at night, because when the creative juices start flowing, usually for me is when everyone has already gone to bed. So use that time to be able to create some really good music. Now, how much can you make with this? This one really depends. You can make anywhere from probably $100 to $500 per song that you release. Now, if you want a very interesting opportunity that I just came across recently, I want you to go check out the video right there where I show you the easiest side hustle that no one's really talking about right now. And as always, I believe in you, and it's about time that you believe in yourself. Take care.